Hello and welcome to a new episode of my Infdev Plus Hardcore series. Not much has changed since the last episode, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been doing anything in between the episodes. I did a bit of caving, just like I've said, and I got myself some more diamonds. Like archaeology, I haven't actually found any ores, and I also got some more iron and gold. But anyway, that isn't really the important thing right now. The important thing is what we are going to do in this episode, which is that I'd like to conquer the dungeons that I found in the last episode and haven't conquered. And I'm going to start with the strongholds. You will see why in a bit, but as you can see, we are in the stronghold, possibly two strongholds, and the first thing I'm going to do is obviously find the room with the key, and I also put on the spectacles so I can better see the guardians. Anyway, looking down below, it seems like the key room is right below me. I think I'm gonna dig down. Anyway, thankfully there were no creeper spawners this time, so I had no chance to explode myself. But anyway, now I've got the key, so I gotta unlock the chest while avoiding these guardians because, as I've said, I can't kill them. Because I said it in the last episode. Anyway, gotta keep looking at them. Thankfully, I got the technical side, always know where they are. Anyway, I think the guardians can only teleport onto stone bricks, and I currently can't find the exit, so I think I'm gonna block this off and try to take my way out since they won't teleport to me. Ah, they can now since there are stone bricks, but anyway, now where is the room with the locked chest? I think this is it. And yes, it is. So let's unlock it. And there we go, the guardians are gone, and seems that we got quite a haul. The Infdev Plus Strongholds also have a library, just like the vanilla ones, and I believe these libraries can contain some interesting things, like scrolls for example, and seems like maps as well. And there's another chest over here, and I've got another scroll and some books. However, if we look inside these bookshelves, we can also find some written books with some lore inside of them. And we can continue exploring the stronghold. After that, I went ahead and explored the stronghold a bit more, and I haven't found another room with a locked chest or a room with a key, which means that this was just a single stronghold. However, I did find a dungeon, which is quite nice. So let's see, we got some saddles and stuff, and herbalist pouches, those are nice, and also some iron and gemstone. World is conquered. I also went ahead and organized all of the things that I gotten from it, which means that now it is time to move on to the second stronghold. However, before I do that, I'd like to do some alchemy. More specifically, I'd like to make a stamina potion using the penguin beak. Normally you get these from penguins, however I got these from herbalist pouches. The reason why I want to make these is obviously because when you run out of stamina, and when you drink the stamina potion you stop running out of stamina for a certain time, which will make traveling to the second stronghold easier, which reminds me that I should also make a swiftness potion using the ostrich feather. And also, for your information, the penguins are mobs that are native to the glacier biome, and ostriches are native to the savanna and outback biomes. And with that, I have conquered all of the strongholds that I have found, which means that it's time to move on to the next thing. So, as you might remember, I have conquered 3 strongholds in total, and thanks to that, I got quite a lot of items, some of which are duplicates, which isn't particularly useful. Plus, I haven't gotten like all of the items which you can get from a stronghold. I haven't gotten a single ancient shield, but thankfully there is something about we can do about that. And for that, we first need to get some more stone, turn those into the vertical slabs, or buttons as they're called. Use those to make a grindstone, which I can then just put down with some climbing glyphs into it so I get some medium scrap. And once I have enough scraps, I can just make myself an ancient shield or the agility cape. I've crafted the shield because it protects me from arrows and explosions, and I've crafted the cape because it makes me go faster when I equip it, which I believe will be useful. And the cape also gives me the ability to climb blocks without having to jump, which can be useful when traveling. And now that I'm done with the Stronghold dungeons, it is time to move on to the Slime dungeon. And I think for that the most important thing will be crowd control. And so for that I think I'm gonna try taking a glacial staff, since that will summon some snowmen that will attack the slimes. And just in case I'm gonna take the witch staff in case the snowmen get in my way. Next, let's see. The band of regeneration will be nice since it will give me regeneration. Grab the shield in case there are some skeletons, and also magic mirror for emergency escape. And that's probably everything. Maybe I could take the... I don't think I can equip the magnet since the slot for it is taken. I don't think I want any other things. Now, aside from those, I'm gonna take some golden apples just in case. And I'm going to craft some potions. I'm thinking some alligator tooth for instant damage, so I have the splash potion. Then there is frog tongue for poison, crab claw for the instant health, strength, resistance, and I think that's everything. Also, quick reminder that you make splash potions by combining a normal potion with sulfur or gunpowder as it is known. And lastly, I would like to do some enchanting, so I'm going to enchant a golden chestplate with protection and a diamond sword with sharpness, and that's all that I can do. And after that I also went ahead and grabbed myself some explosive bolts and crossbow bolts, since I feel like those will be helpful with crowd control. Anyway, now it is time to head over to the dungeon, and I think the way I'm going to defeat it is the same as I tried in the second episode, which means that I'm first going to go from the above using the ropes, and then I'm gonna head inside the temple that's on the inside and place the teleporter. Then I'm gonna teleport home, do some preparations, and then start fighting. I think they will work quite well. And after that I went ahead and did exactly what I described, so I now believe that I'm ready for the fight. The only thing remaining is just to bring the potions, replace them with the splash ones, and I can teleport in. So let's hope that this goes well. As you can see, the slime boss, for example, for some reason has got less health. Anyway, I think I'm going to use the normal boss for a start, since there aren't any other slimes. Anyway, I need to be careful not to lose the key. I think it gets dropped when you first split the slime, and as you saw I had it, and I just need to get away from them. Don't want to get caught up between them. And also I just realized that the ancient shield is technically protecting me from the explosions of the explosive vault, so I don't explode myself accidentally. Anyway, I kind of really need to kill these slimes now, but I think I'm going to kill them. Just to get the points at least. And I think this is a good time to use the farming potion. And also the poison. Anyway, that went better than expected. I guess that's because I've prepared better compared to the last time, and I was also more cautious. Anyway, I've also noticed that my crossbow now is protection 5 instead of power 5. I guess that's thanks to the recent updates that happened, so I'm gonna need to make myself a new power 5 crossbow. Thankfully I remember correctly, I have a bunch of these scrolls, so that should be good. Anyway, now it's time to check out the loot, and since we got some new 5 shards and a sword and 2 pieces of armor, which I can't really use them for their effect since I don't have the full armor, but if I did then they'd give me thorns. Anyway, that's it for this dungeon. So I'm gonna head back home, and I think after that I'm gonna explore a bit. I would like to find some more dungeons, maybe a desert dungeon, desert pyramid within base. And I think I'm going to make my return easier by using the mirror. I think I can afford that. After that I went ahead and organized my things. I also fixed up my sword a bit, and now I decided that I would like to do some exploring again. I'm going to do the same way as the last time, so I'm going to find some interesting places and mark them with teleporters, and once I'm done I'm going to return back home. And this time I'm going to head in the direction where the desert is. And like always, I had forgotten something. This time it was cactus for the camel. And while exploring, I actually managed to find another slime dungeon. As you can see, for some reason the boss is hurt again. Anyway, I'm gonna place in the teleporter. However, before I continue exploring, there is one more thing that I'm gonna do. And for that I need to grab a magic mirror. That's because I actually want to grab one of the teleporters back. I think I'm going to grab the blue one, since the green one is next to the other stronghold that is kind of close to the Lich Castles, and I can see the reason why I've grabbed the magic mirror. That's because I needed to return home, otherwise I need to go the long way. But anyway, now I can continue exploring. I've actually found a... Anyway, now it is time to continue exploring. I've actually found a seasonal forest near the slime dungeon, so I'm going to try to explore it to see if I find a tree dungeon. That would be quite nice. And it seems that on my journey I've stumbled upon a old dungeon because I've already been here, as you can see, thanks to the teleport, so which means I'm gonna need to go a different way. Let's see. My home is kind of over in that direction, so I need to go that way. So far no boss dungeon, but I have managed to find a labyrinth, so I'm going to try and explore it to see if I find anything interesting. Some diamonds would be nice, or some scrolls. And in the end it wasn't all that interesting. The only important things that I found were 2 backpacks, which I don't really need since I have got plenty at home. So now I'm going to continue exploring. Hopefully if I find something interesting. I would like to find a desert with a pyramid. That would be quite nice. And after some more looking, during which I found 3 more labyrinths on the surface, I've managed to find 2 pyramids, which has got 3 bosses, which is good for me, because I can use the extra key on the stronghold that I found in the last episode, where I've accidentally exploded a key. Of course I don't really need to go there, as I have all of the gear that you can get from the stronghold, but I'm gonna go there since I might find another of the heart shards to increase my maximum health. But anyway, now I'm going to head back home quickly, defeat the slime that I found, and then I'm gonna defeat the pharaoh camera. However, before conquering the slime dungeon, I decided to explore the surroundings of the pyramid a bit more, and I found another pyramid, which means that we've now got 3 pyramids to conquer, which is quite nice. Also, it seems like I was wrong about the number of pharaohs in these pyramids. I said there were like 3, but in reality since there are 6, I guess 3 in each pyramid. I guess it's that those silhouettes of dead that are moving are the pharaohs, and each is like 3 pharaohs in the same space, which is of course a bug, just like the guardians that I've shown in the last episode, because there should only be like 1 boss per dungeon. But anyway, I haven't fought the slime yet, so I'm gonna prepare for it, fight it, and then move on to the pyramids. Now that I've defeated the other slime boss, it is time to prepare for the pharaoh fight. And for that, I'm going to first take some stuff with me. I'm thinking the battle axe, the band of regeneration, and the bane of arthropods. That's because the pyramid has like a spawners inside of it, and some of them are like spider spawners, others are mummy spawners. the magic mirror as an emergency escape. And I also want a shield, but I need to craft that from the items that I have, so I think I'm gonna scrap one of the leggings. And I'll combine it with gold to get a repulsion shield, which knocks back my enemies and inflicts debuff upon them. Aside from that, I'm also thinking of taking the glitch staff to create the decoys. Can't forget about potions, of course. I'm thinking only like strength and stamina, maybe instant health just in case. Which reminds me that it's actually better to sort of turn the instant health potions into splash potions, because so when you throw them on the ground, a cloud of the effect remains, so it continuously heals you. And I think I'll also take the Murmasa with me. I think that's just about everything that I want. And now I should be ready. So as you can see, the pharaohs have inflicted the mining fatigue upon me, which means that I can't mine any blocks. Or this would mean normal that I will need to go for the entrance, but that means fighting some mobs, which I don't want to. And to circumvent that, I'm going to use the explosive bolt to make my way into the second floor. Now that I've done that, I'm going to quickly drink the potions and start fighting. Wish me luck. Thankfully they are 3 blocks high, so I don't really need to worry about them getting this hole. And I guess I was worried for nothing. I managed to defeat them quite easily. Now, as for the loot, as you can see, there are some quite valuable blocks up here, so I'm gonna mine those. And now it is time for the lock chest. I'm hoping for a lucky coin. And we got a one. That's quite nice. And also a life shard. I just need to organize my inventory. So I have defeated the pharaoh. However, before I move on to the next pyramid, there is one more thing that I'd like to take care of. There are quite a lot of enemies, so it is kinda difficult. Thankfully my armor is still protecting me. Here you can see what I was talking about with the splash potion. I throw it on the ground and I still have the effect because of the cloud that appeared. But anyway, now I just need to defeat the remaining mobs so that they don't bother me. Thankfully there are these ice spiders, so I can just use the kind of arthropods. I've taken care of the mobs, so it's time for me to show you the thing that I want to do. Now, if you are familiar with Modern MC, you may know that the Desert Pyramid have got a secret room beneath them, and the same actually goes for Infdev Plus. Our Infdev Plus doesn't have the TNT in here, because there are no pleasure plates. But anyway, let's see what we got. Nothing interesting. Some copper. Not very interesting. Sapphire, that's quite nice. We have iron, and that's all. Maybe the next pyramid will have something more interesting, but before I go there I need to repair my armor. And now it is time for the second fight, for which I think I'll use the same strategy. I don't think there's need to change it. as it has worked quite well the last time. And with that I have conquered the second pyramid, so let's check out the loot. And that's quite nice. We got a golden quiver which gives us infinity. Now I'm not sure if I can put the armor onto the camel, and I can't. But it's over summer, so I guess that's to be expected. And now it is time for the third pyramid, which should be quite a bit easier since I'll be only fighting one pharaoh. Anyway, I'll be using the same strategy again. And I wasn't using the explosive bolts. And time to go in. Well, that was easy. Which reminds me, don't forget to break the dots in the last part. But anyway, time to check out the loot, and then I'm gonna fight the mobs. We got a Pharaoh staff, which summons the minions for us, which you saw in summon. I think they are called termites. And staff of healings are quite nice since I can use it to heal myself if I need to, kind of like the instant health potion. And now for the secret room, and we get emeralds. Nothing interesting. Gold. And nothing interesting. Also, one more thing that I'd like to mention is that spawners in Infdev Plus work kind of differently compared to vanilla, because as you can see, this spawner doesn't have any mob in it. That's because spawners can only spawn a certain amount of mobs before they run out. That's to prevent farming, but you can relight them by using the fire charges you get in the Crimson Dimension. And with that, I've conquered all three of the pyramids, so I'm going to head back home to organize my stuff and then try exploring a bit more to see if I find any other interesting places. And I have returned from my journey. Unfortunately, my camel has died during it, and I also haven't found anything interesting. But I'd say that's fine since I feel like I already did enough in this episode. However, before I end this episode, there is one more thing that I like to do, which is to visit the Stronghold, where I lost the key and wasn't able to open the chest. I just need to find it again. Shouldn't be too hard. And here we are. For some reason the Guardians aren't anywhere nearby. Not sure where they are, but see. And nice, seems like we got a life shard, which gives me all 20 hearts. And I've completed the challenge. Anyway, now that I've got the loot, I'm gonna check out the Stronghold to see if I find anything interesting, and then I'm gonna return home. I'm now done exploring the Stronghold. However, before I go, there is one more thing that I'd like to mention, which is that while exploring it, I've realized something. You might remember that when I've approached the locked chest, I haven't seen any guardians, And I think the reason why I haven't seen that is the same reason as why I saw 4 guardians at a stronghold in the last episode, which is that the guardians from this stronghold teleported to the other stronghold that I was exploring at the beginning of the last episode. I think that's what happened, so that's why I had 4 guardians instead of 2. But anyway, that's everything that I wanted to do. Now I'm just gonna go over to the Lich Castle and leave a teleporter there so that I can visit it later on if I want to. And then I'm gonna end the episode. And with that, I have done everything that I wanted to. Now, as for my future plans, I'm thinking of going caving in between the episodes since I have the lucky coins, which me fortune, so maybe I'll be able to get some more diamonds. And in the next episode, I would like to visit the Crimson Dimension. But anyway, that will be it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.